Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to discuss relativistic form of momentum and Newton's second law. You know that in classical physics, momentum is defined as P is equal to mv, that is the product of mass with velocity, and Newton's second law is defined as F is equal to dp by dt, that is force is equal to rate of change of momentum. Now in relativistic physics, momentum is again defined as P is equal to mv, that is mass product of mass with velocity, and force is defined, that is Newton's second law defined as F is equal to dp by dt. But there are some differences between the classical physics expression and relative physics expression. As you know that in relativistic physics, mass varies with velocity. जैसे mass is a function of velocity. So you are already familiar with this expression. M is equal to m naught divided by square root of 1 minus v square by c square, where m naught is rest mass and this is a relativistic mass. So the momentum in relativistic physics will be defined as P is equal to mv, where m is not constant here. M is the function of velocity. So you can write m naught divided by 1 minus v square by c square, and you have to multiply it with velocity. So this is the relativistic form of momentum. This is relativistic form of momentum. So in classical physics, where relative velocity is very small compared to the velocity of light, this can be approximated as m is equal to m naught v. So this is the classical approximation. So if you'll do that v is very small and take the binomial expansion, you will get this expression. But the correct form in accordance with the special theory of relativity, P will be defined as this equation. Now let's discuss about force. So again the force in relativistic physics is defined as dp by dt as it was defined in classical physics. But one changes, that is here P is equal to mv. So you can differentiate it by parts, so you can write it m dv by dt plus v dm by dt. So in classical physics you know you know that dm by dt will be equal to 0. Why? Because m does not depend upon velocity but it is constant, so m does not vary with time, hence dm by dt was 0. So in classical physics f can be written as m dv by dt. But you know that in relativistic physics m is the function of velocity, hence it depends upon time. So you can write the relativistic form as m dv by dt plus v dm by dt. This is relativistic force, relativistic form, relativistic form of Newton's second law. So this is the relativistic form of Newton's second law. Now it's very clear to you that relativistic momentum will be given by this expression and relativistic force will be given by this expression. What is the difference? In the previous case, m was equal to m naught, but in the relativistic case, m is not equal to m naught, but it depends upon velocity also. Similarly, here in relativistic case, when m was constant, when relativistic case, when m depends upon the velocity, the correct form of Newton's second law will be this. But in classical physics, this term was equal to 0, so you usually write in classical physics as F is equal to m dv by dt. So this is the general form. You can also write force uh, F is equal to dp by dt, and d by dt is, you can take the m from here, so that will be m naught v divided by 1 minus v square by c square. When you simplify it, you will get the expression m naught dv by dt multiplied by 1 minus v square by c square minus c by 2. So this is also equivalent to this one. So in the exam sometime it is asked that write the relativistic form of energy and Newton's second law. So in this way we can give your answer. Now we'll discuss the relativistic relation between energy and momentum. Now you know that relativistic energy is given by E is equal to mc square, and it can also be written as m naught c square divided by 1 minus v square by c square. And relativistic momentum is given by p is equal to mb, and it is equal to m naught v divided by 1 minus v square by c square. So equation 1 and equation 2 are the energy and momentum. So you have to find out the relation between E and P. So I will use equation number 1. From equation 1 you can uh, take the square of both sides, so you can write E square is equal to m naught chi square 4 times c c to the power 4, and you square it, you will get 1 minus v square by c square. So you can equally write it as E square, take this term to this side, so you will get E square v square by c square is equal to m naught square c by 4. And you know that p is equal to mb, so you can write from here p is equal to mb, so you can write, I am writing m, not m naught, okay, so there should not be any doubt. So v can be written as p by m, so I am writing it here, e square minus e square by c square p square by m square is equal to m naught chi square to c to the power 4. And from here uh, you can write e square minus e square can also be written as m square from this term c to power 4 multiplied by p square divided by c square m square. Okay, m square will cancel, c square 2 power will cancel 2 power. Okay, so it is again equal to m naught chi square c by 4. So you can write e square is equal to p square c square m naught I square c by 4. So if you can write E in terms of p and m naught as uh, p square c square plus m naught chi square c to power 4 square root of whole. So this is your required relation, that is the relation between relativistic energy and momentum. Here E is the relativistic energy and P is the relativistic momentum. So there should not be any doubt, this is very simple. So you can, in this way you can obtain the relation between energy and momentum of a relativistic particle. This is very useful relation. Next we will discuss about the massless particle. So massless particles are defined as the particle having zero rest mass. So the particles having zero rest mass are known as the massless particles. The existence of massless particle is beyond the scope of classical physics, but according to relativistic mechanics, the particles with zero rest mass may exist. So you know that now we'll calculate the energy. Now we'll obtain the relation between of energy and momentum of a massless particle. You know that the energy for a relativistic particle is given by m naught square c by 4 p square c square. So according to definition of massless particle, the particle which have a rest mass 0 is called massless particle. So the energy of a massless particle can be given as E is equal to Pc. So this is relation between energy and momentum of a energy and momentum of a massless particle. So momentum can be written as P is equal to E by C. This is the momentum of a massless particle. So P is also equal to mb, and you can write uh, from E is equal to mc square relation. You can substitute m here, so you can write it E by c square v. So let's call it equation number 3, and this is equation number 4. If you relate put both, so you can write E by c is equal to E by c square v. So you can see that E cancel, C will cancel C, so you get V is equal to C. So the massless particles moves with a velocity of light. Okay, so the simplest example of a massless particle is photon. The rest mass of photon is 0, so photons are massless particles, and it moves with a velocity v is equal to c. Sometimes it is asked in the exam so that massless particles move with the velocity of light. So in this way you can do. You can also do this calculation, means you can also prove so in some other way. So what we have to prove, that massless particle massless particles moves with velocity of light. Sometimes it is asked in the exam so that massless particles moves with velocity of light. So in one method is this, that you can show that massless particles move with the velocity of light and its energy and momentum is given by this. But if there is another way, you can use the expression m is equal to m naught 1 minus v square by c square. So you can write m square root of 1 minus v square by c square equal to m naught. So when for the massless particle m naught will be 0, so we can say that 1 minus v square by c square is equal to 0, or simply you can say that 1 is equal to v square by c square. So massless particle can move with velocity of light. You can also uh, explain this, that massless particles moves with velocity of light. Sometimes it is also asked in the exam so that photons photon have a zero rest mass. Let's do it here. Okay, so that photons have zero rest mass, have zero rest mass. How will you prove? Again you will use the expression that m naught is equal to m into 1 minus v square by c square. So you know that photon is a light quanta, so photon moves with the velocity of light. You can consider v is equal to c here, so you can show that m naught is equal to m 1 minus c square by c square, and that is 1, and resistor will equal 0, so you can prove that rest mass of photon is 0. So some many types of question can be asked in the exam. So main definition is that the particles having zero rest mass are known as massless particles, and if m not equal to 0, so from the relation between energy and momentum of relativistic particle, you can get the relation for energy and momentum of a massless particle. So E is equal to Pc. So wherever you have to write the relation between energy and momentum, you can write this expression for only massless particles.